Okay, so obviously this video is being made, conceived, and uploaded based on the idea that Aiden O'Connell is going to start this Sunday, Week 6, against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They haven't officially announced that yet, but there's a competition going on. And the competition to me means we're probably going to start Aiden, but we're not going to tell Mike Tomlin a damn thing so he can get more prepared to have the best defense in the league come into Las Vegas and shellac us even more. So we're going to pretend like it's a competition midweek. I do believe Aiden is going to get the start and probably start the rest of the season. And we're going to get into some film of him last year. Why, again, I think the offense is going to look significantly better than it has so far this season. However, if you notice my shirt, I didn't just wear the Superman shirt because people think I look like Superman. It's because I do think, there's a large portion of the Raider fandom that thinks Aiden O'Connell sucks. There's also a large portion that think he's going to put on his Superman cape and save the season. We need to have some perspective when going into this game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is what we're going to look at right now. So before I get into the film here, I just want to look at what the Steelers have done to opposing quarterbacks so far this season, quarterbacks who have better careers and probably who are better quarterbacks than Aiden O'Connell. First, you go to Kirk Cousins. Week 1, a little weird, but they scored 10 points, that great offense that they have. 16 for 26, 155, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Okay, not great. Then you go to Week 2. They play Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos, a team that we just lost to. Bo Nix goes 20 for 35, 246, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. Week 3, they knock Justin Herbert out of the game. He only completed 12 passes, 125 and a touchdown. They win that game. Chargers only scored 10 points. Dak Prescott, we saw what he did. They were able to win the game. He threw for 352 on 42 attempts. He threw 2 touchdowns. He also threw 2 picks and fumbled twice. And also, Joe Flacco and Anthony Richardson are the only tandem quarterback combination to figure out the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, in every game that the Steelers have played, save for the Colts game, they've made the opposing quarterback look extremely uncomfortable. So that's what I want to say before we get into, Aiden's going to save the season, or before I get the comments of, this was your boy, this is your king, this is the guy that's going to save the season. He threw 3 picks and got sacked 8 times. We're going up against the best defense in the league that made people like Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert look pretty bad. It's going to take a few games for Aiden to get his wind back underneath him. However, I do think the offense is going to look significantly better. And if we hop into some film, I'll show you why. This was last year. And by the way, this is only going to be a few plays, right? However, these plays are peppered all throughout last season in the film. And we're actually going to hear a quarterback breakdown film, a former NFL quarterback, JT O'Sullivan, who has the QB School, this channel where he does awesome breakdowns of quarterbacks week to week. And he says something that stuck with me ever since I watched Aiden play last year. So if we look at this first play, this is a deep post by Devontae, a deep slam, a deep post, whatever you want. Triple coverage, one of the better defenses in the league. Aiden O'Connell drops back, good coverage, looks to his left, back to his right. Woo! Laser beam. Absolute dot. So again, let's just watch it one more time. Look at the footwork. Look at the anticipation. Looking left, knowing full well I'm going back to Devontae, steps into it, gets popped, and what happens? Drops it in the absolute bucket. Now, this is the one time I'm going to let you hear JT O'Sullivan, what he has to say about this same exact play. So let's see what he has to say.
There are starters in the league that do not make this throw ever, let alone consistently. Whoop. Love it.
Did you hear what he said? There are starters in this league that do not make this throw ever, let alone consistently. And if you're saying, well, let's see consistently, I've got plays lined up here. But for a former quarterback to say that about a 4th-round rookie making throws against one of the top defenses in the league, again, I don't know Aiden O'Connell. He's not my brother. He's not my relative. He's not my friend. I've got no reason to back him. I just use my eyeballs and I use my ears. And when I have coaches and quarterbacks last year who have been in the league telling me there aren't starters in the league who can make that throw, that's the quarterback I tend to want to go with. And before we get into the rest of the film, I just want to point out real fast, about 62% of you the last 28 days who continue to come back and watch my videos are not yet subscribed. What's the deal with that? We are 500-ish away from 10,000 1,000. Let's put a 10K in front of our name. And by the way, about 13.8% of you and 5.8% have notifications turned on, but you don't have them enabled on your phone. So make sure you enable those on your phone and have those notifications for the channel. Click the bell, turn them on, so every time I post a video, you get them immediately. And one more thing real quick I'd like to show you, the Patreon, patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. If you sign up for this, it is literally $5 a month. You get your name at the end of the credits, videos like this early. I'm recording this on a Tuesday night. It's not getting uploaded until Wednesday afternoon. You get ad-free content, and you get some YouTube channel help if you need it. So, for example, my first video in a long line of videos explaining how I've had a little bit of success on YouTube is already up on Patreon. So follow the link in the description below or go to patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders to check it out. You can cancel at any time. Let's get back to the film. This is another throw I wanted to highlight. It's a 3-step drop, plants his foot in the ground, deep out to Davante. A little bit of pressure in his face, not the end of the world here, but look at, again, just the anticipation, the arm strength, the accuracy to just fire that thing in there. Tight window. Again, when I was watching JT break this down, he said, capital A anticipation. Look at that. Look at the lower body just work, and Davante just catch it right in stride. Beautiful ball. Okay, this isn't the craziest play in the world, but we've seen him time and time again. Deep ball accuracy. Trey Tucker has a step that's NFL open, and Aiden O'Connell shows time and time again. Look at this, guys. Play action is terrible, I'm not going to lie to you. Clean pocket, steps up, wings it down the field, flick of the wrist, bang. Elite arm strength. These are just plays that I saw last year that made me think, why not just give him a shot for the season? Now look at this one. Another deep out. Trey Tucker's open, no doubt about it, but look at the pressure in his face, right? Look at the arm slot. Hooper gets pushed back a little. He doesn't have great position to step up, so he has to throw it over the top, right? He has to throw it over the top. Let's see. Steps back. A little bit of pressure over the top. You see how he has to go over like that? That's not, these plays are not easy. Again, the film is riddled with this stuff. How about this play? Looks to his right, to his left, Jacoby Myers. 3rd down, by the way. That's like a 3rd and 6. Look at this. Right here, he decides I'm going to throw it. Right there. Did you see that? Jacoby is not even close to beating his guy. He's like, I'm going to throw it. I'm going to give my guy a chance. Steps into it. Look at the placement, guys. Again, I don't owe him anything. Look at the ball placement. Beautiful. How about this one? 3rd and 4. Big-time play. Kansas City Chiefs. Guys all over him. Right in the bucket. Again, this isn't rocket science. Another deep ball. Trey Tucker's open. Is Gardner Minshew making these throws? No, not really. How about one more here in the franchise record game? I mean, these are, like, again, it's just about using your eyes, right? There was a reason last year that Davante vouched for him, right? And now Davante wants a trade, and everything's gone south. He asked for a trade after a win, blah, blah, blah. And what's funny, Mo Moten had a tweet, and I thought it was funny because I had the same thought. He says, the funniest thing would be the Raiders naming Aiden O'Connell their starter and Davante rescinding his preferred trade request. And he puts preferred in quotes because what's interesting is Davante never said, or the report never said, Davante wants out, requests a trade, no doubt about it. The quotation was Davante prefers to be traded. What does that mean? I will stay, but I prefer to be traded? Why would you want to stay, but you prefer to be traded? The only thing I can think of, and I'm not saying this is what's happening, I'm just tinfoil hat theory, is that he wants a quarterback change. This is exactly what happened last year. He signed off on the Jimmy thing. And this clip is resurfaced from Davante when he was on Shannon Sharp's podcast. Listen to him talk about Aiden O'Connell. This is right before the season started.
And, the game that Jimmy gets hurt, he got to jump in and play against the Chargers, get sacked 6 times by the same freaking person.
We know it all too well, Davante.
That's not easy, and
Right.
he kind of got thrown into the fire a little bit. So I do believe in Aiden, and I think he's going to be able to feel a lot more comfortable. He looked pretty good in OTAs, and we're just going to continue to grow and learn from each other. And I've always been a big advocate for him because when he first came in, he came in real confident, balling in the OTA period and in preseason, and showed everybody what he has the potential to do. So we just got to keep working, just like with me and Aaron. If you were trying to count your chickens before they hatch.
Okay, and then he goes on to say, I just don't want to play the little clip. If you try to count your chickens before they hatch with me, I was terrible my first 2.5 seasons, and then I exploded, and that's what he was saying maybe Aiden can do. This goes to show you, again, this is before a starter was named. And we saw Minshew in the preseason. He didn't beat Aiden O'Connell. If anything, they were dead even. So why would you not start the quarterback that your number one wideout wants to start? I don't understand the move to go with Gardner from the get-go, especially with Devontae going on podcasts and them asking him, well, what are you going to do about the quarterback situation? And he said, look, Gardner, we don't know. He's an unknown. He hasn't played in a red uniform. He can make some plays, but I believe in Aiden. He wasn't diplomatic with his answers. He told you, I want Aiden to start. I believe in Aiden. He said, we got to work just like me and Aaron had to try to work it out. Like, I don't know. It just feels like an overthink to go with Minshew. And now that Aiden is going to be the starter, I'm assuming for the foreseeable future, I'm excited to at least have a little bit of juice in these games. Because these plays on film, obviously there are bad plays too. He threw picks, he took sacks, but he's a rookie. That's going to happen. We have to find out if the bad plays that happened last year are going to stick with him or will he grow beyond them. And like I said before on the Bleacher Report streams and on this channel, if he ends up being just a bad quarterback or a backup, then that's okay. Then we lose games with him or Gardner and we draft our guy. But that Aiden O'Connell that was on film his rookie year that JT O'Sullivan said is making throws that not a lot of quarterbacks in the league are making consistently, and he's making them. The same quarterback that Davante Adams went on podcast after podcast before the season started and said he should start, I believe in him, and now he doesn't start. And after a win, Davante Adams is requesting a trade. That's the quarterback I want to see moving forward. So I just wanted to come on here and explain to you exactly why I think he should be starting. I don't owe him anything. Oh, they both stink. That's just, okay, maybe one stinks less than the other. You just got to play the better players. That's why I get frustrated. I hope this was informational, and I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you're joining the Discord below. It's a group chat. All of us Raider fans are talking and coping every Sunday. The ups and the downs, we're all there together. Patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. Make sure you join that $5 tier, $10 tier. And please be sure to subscribe to this free outro on the charts to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.